Hey there, welcome to another Cooking at Home with Annika. Today we're going to be doing our Southwestern black eyed pea skillet casserole. This is a southern favorite. It's actually made during New Year's for good luck with our black eyed peas. Alright, so what you see me doing here is I am browning the meat. I'm using a mixture of ground turkey and the Jimmy Dean pork sausage. I'm using the hot Jimmy Dean sausage. You can use the regular, or you can even use the sage. You can add some smoked sausage to this. You can use just sausage. You can use ground beef. You can just use the turkey. You can even go meatless and just have the black eyed peas, and you can add in some black beans and pinto beans if you want to. It's up to you. This recipe is very versatile. Alright, so once you pretty much get everything brown, you're going to make sure you drain off the excess fat and just leave a little bit of the excess in there so it doesn't dry out, but you want to make sure you drain pretty much all of it off. Alright, so now we have everything brown here, and right now I have the heat on about a medium to high temperature. And I'm using the Dutch oven just because my skillet won't accommodate for the number of people I'm preparing for, but that's typically what you would use. Alright, so now we're going to add in some white onion here and 2 minced garlic cloves. Alright, if I was making this for a smaller crowd, I would still use 1 whole onion, but I would use 1 garlic clove. Okay, and we're going to make sure we get all of this in here because we want as much flavor as we can possibly get. Alright, and make sure we get the rest of that out of there. And what we're going to do now is just stir it in so we can start getting that cooking. Okay. And we're just going to keep stirring. Getting mixed in really good. And next we're going to get ready to add in our rotel tomatoes. I drain off about half of the liquid when I use the rotel tomatoes, and so we're going to get, so there they are, the rotel tomatoes, no salt added, and I drained off half of the liquid, and you're going to use an entire can. And next I'm going to use some canned corn here. You can use frozen. I typically use frozen, but for this I had canned corn readily available. I normally, with canned corn, I drain off the liquid and I actually rinse the corn and then add it to whatever it is that I'm cooking. It's just my preference. Alright, and then you're going to give it a good stir there. And once we get to this point, this is the point where we're going to get ready to start adding in our seasonings, which is really going to just be some salt, cumin, and chili powder. And you can even add in a little cayenne pepper. So we're just going to start off with just a little bit of salt, okay? Just a little bit to get started. And you know, I'm not going to tell you how much to use. You're going to use whatever pleases your palate. Alright, and now we're going to add in some black pepper. Okay. And we're going to add in some ground cumin. And you're going to be very generous with the cumin. Okay, very generous. That's what's going to give it that Southwestern taste to it. And next we're going to add in our chili powder. And you're going to use generous amounts of the chili powder as well. And you're going to season throughout the recipe here, okay? Make sure you taste as you go. That way you can see if it's to your liking. But you're going to, add in a generous amount of the chili powder as well. And now you're just going to give it a nice stir. Get everything mixed in. Now you're going to add in your black eyed peas, and as you can see, I've already done that. I used 2 packages of frozen black eyed peas. If you're making this for a smaller group, use just 1 package of black eyed peas, and of course use a cast iron skillet Okay, don't use a Dutch oven. Either or is fine, but it's just preference. And I actually cooked these based on the directions on the bag and drained off the liquid and then added to the rest of the mixture. And now I'm going to add in just a little bit more ground cumin here. And as I said, you're going to be generous with this. And I'm going to add in some more chili powder. There we go. Adding that in. And next, I'm going to add in some more salt. So we're going to add that in here. If I can get it open. There we go. And a little bit more salt. And last but not least, my favorite, we're going to add in 1 cup of my favorite chicken broth. 1 cup. Add it in there, and at this point you're just going to stir and let it cook. Alright, and now we're going to just give it a stir. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start our cornbread here. And with our cornbread, so we're going to add in 1 cup of cornmeal and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Now I'm going to double this just because I've doubled my recipe, but for 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 1 cup. And then we're going to add in 1 egg. And you're basically going to cook based on the directions of the cornmeal that you use. Okay? And here I added in half of a stick of salted butter, melted. Alright, bear with me guys. I'm trying to record and grab at the same time. And now we have 1 cup of milk. And now we're going to add in our veggies. So I have bell pepper, onion, and jalapenos. I love jalapenos. I add a bunch of them to there. It just really brings out the flavor. And then we're going to add in some chili powder. And we're going to add in some of my favorite cumin. And next, we're going to grab a handful of cheese and add that in there. I'm going to use the Mexican blend, just a nice handful. So you're going to grab that in there. And make sure with the jalapenos, if you don't like it spicy, make sure you don't add the seeds in there, okay? Now we're going to add in 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you're just going to pour, once you mix that up, you're just going to pour it over your black-eyed pea mixture and make sure you have it completely covered. As I said, for purposes of demonstrating, I just did 1 cup, but I'm actually doubling the cornbread mixture, okay? This typically would do fine for just a skillet. And this is what it should look like. You're then going to put it in the oven about 350 and cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes. Let it cool and enjoy. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, if you like this recipe, be sure to tell everybody and make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Instagram at Bebo and Honey. See you next time.